Hey, what is up, everybody? Um, what's up, everybody? This is your boy AJ Trip. Mr. Word according to me. This is my college football playoff prediction special. I'm also going to predict the Heisman Trophy winner in this special as well. So let's go ahead and get right to it. Actually, before let's go and get right to it, let me tell you what I'm going to do today, just in case you didn't watch last year's. Um, I'm going to predict the 4 teams that are going to make it into the college football playoff. I'll predict their record, where they'll land, how the playoff will go, and then ultimately predict the national champion. Like I said, just mentioned, I'm also going to predict the Heisman Trophy winner for this year's college football season. And I'm also going to give records to my locals teams, the Illinois Fighting Illini, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, the Northwestern Wildcats, and the Northern Illinois Huskies. So, with that being said, let's get right to it. So let's start with the playoff predicting. Of course, you know there's a 4 playoff. I also have a video that says that I think that there should be an actual 18, even maybe 16 team playoff. I will link that in the gimmick above. But yeah, so my first team, I guess what I'll do, I guess I'll go from 4 to 1. And my 4th place team is going to be the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Notre Dame kicks off their 2018 football schedule on Saturday, September 1st at home in South Bend against the Michigan Wolverines. The Fighting Irish first road game is set for Saturday, September 22nd against the Wake Forest Demon Deacons. Notre Dame, 2018 schedule includes a total of 10 Power 5 opponents. In addition to playing Michigan and Wake Forest, the Irish host Vanderbilt, Stanford, Pitt, Florida State, and Syracuse at Yankee Stadium, and travel to Virginia Tech, Northwestern, and USC. Phil Steele ranks Notre Dame's 2018 football schedule as the 16th toughest schedule in the country. Notre Dame's opponents have a 2018 combined record of 85-69. It's a 55.2% record, and based on last season results. And you know, when you talk about like ranked opponents, they have many ranked opponents. Michigan is ranked. Stanford is ranked. Virginia is ranked. Florida State is ranked. USC is ranked. So they will have a very, very difficult time. They have to get past Michigan. And if they can get past Michigan, the next 3 games, Ball State, Vanderbilt, and Wake Forest, should be, as we say, good for Notre Dame. Then you got Stanford, always that's a rivalry game. That's always a big type game. Virginia Tech is going to be hard. Pitt at home. Pitt, that's another rivalry game. Then they have their bye. Then of course Navy, who in the last 15 years has been hard for Notre Dame. Hard game for Notre Dame. At Northwestern, that's going to be something incredible. Northwestern is going to be November, and Northwestern is a team that gets better as the season goes on. Florida State, Syracuse, and Yankee Stadium. That's going to be something that I think that's going to be fun to watch. And then of course you got the USC Trojans. So this is a very, very tough schedule. However, I think that their defense is going to be improved. I think Brendan Wimbush, whether it's Brendan Wimbush being a better, effective quarterback, or whether it's Ian Book replacing Brendan Wimbush, I think the offense is going to be much, much better. It's going to be much, much more effective in the passing game. I don't know about the running game. Not only are the 2 offensive linemen, Quentin Nelson and Mike McGlinchey, not only have they gone on to the NFL, they've lost Josh Adams to the NFL as well. So we'll have to see. However, I believe that this is the year for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. And I think that by whether it's 12-0 and 11-1, I'm choosing 11-1, but I think they have a good shot of making it into the college football playoff in the number 4 spot, because I think there's going to be a lot of teams. A lot of these teams are going to be ranked by the end of the year. So the number 4 team I am selecting for the college football playoff, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish with an 11-1 record. The team that would be the 3rd ranked team in the playoff, the Washington Huskies. Washington kicks off their 2018 football schedule Saturday, September 1st against the Auburn Tigers at the Mercedes-Benz Dome in Atlanta, Georgia. Other non-conference games on the schedule for Washington in 2018 include North Dakota, BYU, both at home in Seattle. The Pac-12 opponents on Washington's football schedule include Arizona State, Colorado, Stanford, and Oregon State at home, Utah, UCLA, Oregon, California, and Washington State on the road. Phil Steele ranks the Washington 2018 football schedule at the 58th toughest schedule in the country. Washington's opponents in 2018 have a combined record of 73-80. That's 47.7%, based on last season's results. And you might wonder, why am I choosing Washington football schedule? And really, I think it's because of 2 things. I think it's because of the Auburn Tigers, that game. Now, I think I'm predicting Washington to beat Auburn, and I think Auburn will continue to win as the schedule goes on. They may only lose another game to Alabama, the Alabama game, and also to USC. I expect USC to be a big team too. I expect them to face USC in the championship game. So I expect USC's only loss to be to Notre Dame at the end of the year. So when you look at that, you're talking about Washington beating Auburn and beating USC, teams that would be highly ranked, probably with only 1 or 2 losses at the end of the year. I think that's going to be a good thing for their resume, and I expect Washington to be the number 3 team in the playoff. Now, let's also say this: even if they were to lose to Auburn this weekend, I still think they have a great chance of making it with an 11-1 with a 12-1 record. Just like I said, Auburn is going to be good. I think Auburn's going to lose at some point down the line to Alabama, and that may hurt them in the record. And because I think Washington's going to beat USC in the Pac-12 championship game, and USC's going to be good too. But I am predicting Washington to be 13-0, excuse me, and make it into the college football playoff. The number 2 team is going to be the Wisconsin Badgers. Yes, the Wisconsin Badgers. Let's read this. And by the way, in case you're trying to want to know, I mentioned the name of Phil Steele twice. I'm reading a little snippet off of FBSschedules.com. That's when I get the schedules up. And right now you're probably seeing a screenshot of that on the screen. So that's where I'm getting all of my stuff from. But anyway, let me continue with Wisconsin. Wisconsin kicks off their 2018 football schedule on Friday, August 31st, at home against Madison. At home in Madison against Western Kentucky. Other non-conference games include New Mexico, BYU. They are both at home. Big Ten opponents for Wisconsin this year include Nebraska, Illinois, Rutgers, and Minnesota at home. Iowa, Michigan, Northwestern, Penn State, Purdue on the road. Penn State ranks Penn State. Phil Steele, ranks Wisconsin's 2018 football schedule as the 65th toughest schedule in the country. Wisconsin opponents in 2018 have a combined record of 72 and 79. That's a 47.7% percentage and win percentage, I guess, based on last season results. And I mean, listen, they are highly ranked at the beginning of this year. I think they're ranked like 6th or something. And listen, I think there are going to be some good teams in the Big Ten. I think the Big Ten is going to be the deepest it is this year. I think Michigan is going to be good. I think Northwestern is going to be good. And I think Penn State is going to continue to be good. They won't face Ohio State unless it goes to the championship game. Um, but I still think that even with that, they still have a great season ahead of them. I'm predicting for them to go 12-0 and make it to the championship game to be either against Ohio State or Michigan. Um, in that in that game, and I think we're going to see Wisconsin without question. And they also could face Michigan State in the conference in the game as well, in the conference game as well. I can't even think them. They're going to be good this year as well. They just have a very good record. But I am predicting a 13-0 record for the Wisconsin Badgers, and they will be the number 2 team in the college football playoff. And of course, number 1 will be the Alabama Crimson Tide. Number 1 overall team right now. They should stay number 1 throughout the entire football season. I don't see them having any type of upset along down the line. I think that obviously Auburn could beat them. LSU is always a big rivalry game, and Mississippi State apparently is a very good team that could upset them as well. But I expect Alabama to go through the entire schedule undefeated, defeat Georgia in the SEC title game, and then move on to become the number 1 team in the playoff. But let's go ahead. Let's read what this has to say. Alabama kicks off their 2018 football schedule on Saturday, September 1st, when the Alabama Crimson Tide, face the Louisville Cardinals at Camping World Stadium in Orlando. Other non-conference games on the schedule for Alabama in 2018 include home contests against Arkansas State, Louisiana, and the Citadel. SEC opponents in 2018 Alabama football schedule include Texas A&M with new coach Jimbo Fisher, Missouri, Mississippi State, and Auburn at home, and Ole Miss, Arkansas, Tennessee, LSU on the road. Phil Steele ranks Alabama's 2018 football schedule as the 48th toughest schedule in the country. Alabama's opponents in 2018 have a combined record of 81-69. That's a 54% win percentage based on last season results. And again, like I said, we can just when you look at it again, until it is proven differently, I'm not going to go against Alabama. Georgia's supposed to be good, but I'm going to choose Alabama to go 13-0, be the number 1, stay the number 1 team all season throughout the entire thing, be the number 1 team in the playoffs. So now the way I have set it up, I now have for the semifinals Alabama versus Notre Dame, a rematch of the 2011, 2012, something like that title game. And I have Wisconsin versus Washington. And I'm going to have Alabama beat Notre Dame, unfortunately, although it's not going to be the blowout it was 6 or 7 years ago. I'm going to have Washington beat Wisconsin. Then I'm going to have Alabama and Wisconsin in the national championship game, and I'm going to have Alabama defeat Washington and become the national champion, back-to-back national championship for another championship for Nick Saban and his whole crew. So it is going to be pretty exciting if you're a Crimson Tide fan, according to my predictions, without question. Now let's go to our local teams. I've already proven that the Notre Dame Fighting Irish is going to be, a part of playoffs. So let's go to the teams in here in Illinois. We can start with the Illinois Fighting Illini, and let's read what they had to say. Illinois kicks off their 2018 football schedule on Saturday, September 1st at home in Champaign against Kent State Golden Flashes. Other non-conference games on the schedule for Illinois include Western Illinois and University of South Florida in Soldier Field. Big Ten opponents on the 2018 Illinois football schedule include Penn State, Purdue, Minnesota, and Iowa at home, Rutgers, Wisconsin, Maryland, Nebraska, and Northwestern on the road. Field still ranks Illinois' 2018 football schedule as the 61st toughest schedule in the country. Illinois opponents have in 2018 a combined record based on last year's results of 86 and 64 at 57.3 win percentage. So, if we take a look, peruse the schedule. I just don't know. I think that Lovey has to get his quarterback situation, set up. I think he's got to install the defense. And who knows, he may not be able to install his defense because of the way they play now. Maybe like with the spread offenses, things like that. He may not be doing his cover 2, Tampa 2 defense, but either way, it sets out to be. Lovey should be there in Illinois for a long time. And I really just say this, and I kind of think that, of course, Illinois wants to win, and Illinois probably at some point wants to win a Big Ten championship, and maybe even kind of run up into the playoff. But they should take a look at their big rival, Northwestern. Northwestern, they went and they got Pat Fitzgerald, and Pat Fitzgerald is staying at Northwestern until Pat Fitzgerald wants to leave. And that's because Pat Fitzgerald has to do a lot of other stuff that Illinois can't. He has to abide by some other rules, that Illinois probably doesn't. So he's not getting the type of athletes that Illinois could get, so to speak. But he's done great. He's had successful years of 9 and 10 wins and things like that. So, and I think Lovey could get there. It's probably going to take another couple years for that to happen. But I am going to predict a 7-5 record for Lovey Smith. I don't know if they'll get him into a bowl game or get him to maybe one of them early bowl games, but I predict a 7-5 for Lovey Smith and the Illinois Fighting Illini. Let's take a look at those Northwestern Wildcats. Northwestern kicks off their 2018 football schedule tonight, Thursday, August 30th, in a Big Ten game on the road in Purdue. Other Big Ten road opponents for Northwestern, it says Nebraska, but Northwestern include Michigan State, Rutgers, Iowa, and Minnesota. Big Ten opponents home for the Wildcats include Michigan, Nebraska, Wisconsin, and Illinois. Northwestern's football schedule features 9 conference games at home against Duke, Akron, and Notre Dame. Northwestern still ranks Northwestern's 2018 football schedule as the 13th toughest schedule in the country. Northwestern opponents have a 2018 combined record of 85 and 65 to 69, a 55.2 win percentage based on last season's results. And as we peruse this really quick, I mean, they are definitely. I think one of the things that Northwestern wants to do is they see Notre Dame, Stanford, and Duke as mini rivals, so to speak, because they are fighting for some of the same athletes as Northwestern is. Now, if you guys don't know, Northwestern, Duke, Stanford, and Notre Dame, they have higher academic standards than other teams. I think other teams are more looking just they're just looking for you to be an athlete. Those 4 programs, they want you to be a student athlete. They want you to maintain a higher grade point average, I believe, than all of the other schools combined. So that's why I think every year you're going to see them face some type of Duke or Notre Dame or Stanford. They're going to rotate those in because what they want to do is they want to go into the same house that the student that Notre Dame is recruiting, the Stanford is recruiting, that Duke is recruiting. They want to go in there and say, listen, we beat Stanford, we beat Duke, we just beat Notre Dame. So don't go there. Come to Northwestern. That's the way they see it. And I actually think that's a very, very smart thing to go about. I also think it gives more good rivalries, between those schools. But with that said, I'm going to say that this team, they're going to lose to Michigan State, and Notre Dame. they're going to be 9-3. They'll make it to a bowl game. It'll end up being 10-3, 9-4, or whatever. But I'm going to say that they lose to Michigan, Michigan State, and Notre Dame. No more slow starts for Northwestern. They come firing out the gate. Clayton Thorson is a pro prospect. He hopefully he will be healthy, and hopefully they get it started tonight against the Purdue Boilermakers. So let's go Wildcats tonight. Go Cats! 9-3 for the Northwestern football Big Ten, Chicago's Big Ten team. That's what they call it. I can speak. I'm smart. And finally, let's check out the Northern Illinois Huskies. NIU kicks off their 2018 football schedule on Saturday, September 1st, on the road in Iowa City against Iowa. Other non-conference games include home contests against the Utah Utes, and they go on the road to Florida State and BYU. Holy crap. The MAC opponents on the 2018 Northern Illinois football schedule include Central Michigan, Ohio, Toledo, and Miami of Ohio at home, and Eastern Michigan, Ball State, Akron, and Western Michigan on the road. Phil Steele ranks NIU's 2018 football schedule as the 67th toughest schedule in the country. Northern Illinois opponents have a 2018 combined record of 79 and 75, a 51.3 win percentage, based on last season's results. And, I think, Northern Illinois is, one reason why I do this, because Northern Illinois has really been, they have really, in the past, been really dominant. And they made it into one of the one of the major bowl games a few years ago. If you remember that whole thing where everybody was upset at Kirk Herbstreit because he said that, I think he said that Northern Illinois doesn't belong or anything like that. But listen, I think you become a really, really big fan of this team if you are a person up in Chicago or even in Illinois, at least the upper half of Illinois. You become a really fan of how this team works and how this team does. They seem to have great things where they are always in the running for a MAC championship, and I don't think this year is going to be any different. I'm going to say that they're going to be 10-2 going into a MAC championship game, and then maybe if they win it, they'll go to that MAC bowl everybody goes to. Up in the Little Caesars Bowl, that seems all the MAC teams go to. So, so my record for the Northern Illinois Huskies are going to be 10-2. All right, so quickly to reiterate, the Northern Illinois Huskies are going to be 10-2. The Northwestern Wildcats are going to be 9-3. The Illinois Fighting Illini is going to be 7-5. And then when it comes to the playoffs, we're going to have the number 4 seed, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish at 11-1. The number 3 seed, the Washington Huskies at 13-0. We're going to have the Wisconsin Badgers, the number 2 seed at 13-0. And then the Alabama Crimson Tide, number 1 overall seed at 13-0. Alabama will beat Notre Dame. Washington will beat Wisconsin. And then Washington and Alabama were facing a national championship game, with Alabama beating Washington, winning another national championship for Alabama and Nick Saban. So now, who is going to win the Heisman? Well, we got a lot of great candidates, including last year's runner-up Bryce Love at Stanford. However, I think if Wisconsin is going to make it to the college football playoff, it's going to be on their running back shoulders. Jonathan Thomas, the running back. That is his name, right? That is his name. Make sure I get it. Or is it Jonathan Taylor? Jonathan Taylor. See, I kept thinking Jonathan Taylor Thomas back from Home Improvement days. So it's Jonathan Taylor, the running back. He's a sophomore. He will win the Heisman. He is going to probably run circles around that, score so many touchdowns. And he will probably win. In my prediction, he will win the Heisman. So that is it for the 2018-2019 college football season predictions and everything like that. So, what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comment section. Give me your predictions for the college football playoff. Give me everything that you think about. Who do you have any sleepers? Do you have anything? Who's your favorite college football team? Give me their record, how you think they can do, and what do you think of mine as well. This is going to be a great season. Glad football is back. Glad college football is back. This is going to be incredible. Make sure you stay here next week. My pro football predictions will be coming next week, and we're gonna have some fun with those. So yeah, but this is gonna be a fantastic season. I am so glad college football is back. Let's get it rowdy, y'all. Post your comments down below. Tell me what you guys think. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, thank you guys so much for watching. This is your boy AJ Tripp signing off. As always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there, and I am out.